another good day out here. I'm really concentrating on what I think is going to be a big part of the game, which is our third down emphasis. Going back to the two games last year, really saw how important getting off the field defensively is. And in studying the tape, how many times number 5 is targeted for them. And it's everywhere, anywhere from in the backfield to even last week being separated out at the wide receiver position. So worked heavily on that today. Also the opportunity to work our coverage teams, which is going to be critical. Not only is this one of the nation's best running backs, but he's also one of the best returners in the country also. So we put a lot of emphasis on that today also. Got some good news today. Marvell has been cleared by our doctors to be able to play in this game, which is great. You saw Zach back from illness. He's feeling a lot better, and Noah is still down with shoulder, not feeling well. Probably will be out for this game. With that, I'll take any questions that you got.
What's the hardest thing about stopping McCaffrey?
Just his unique skill set of both as usually you see a runner or you see a receiver. When you've got the combination of both, you got to make a decision what you're going to do. Are you going to load the box and play man coverage and put him in one-on-one situations, or are you going to play back and play a more zone coverage, and all of a sudden they're running the ball with those big linemen. So you've got to mix and match. It'll be a great chess match between Coach Shaw and Clancy of mixing it back and forth and being able to load the blocks, play zone, play man, pressure, different things that he does, and thank goodness he's here. But he's the true weapon in every facet.
How is Velus Jones's impression in practice?
Lightning quick. I mean, we're like we said, even when we use our service teams, we try to put the best athletes that we can out there, and Velus is a great one with true speed. So it's been good to use him. Not only is he a great runner with the ball, but he's also a receiver, as we know. So he's given us a great look when we have used our service teams.
In your mind, was McCaffrey Heisman worthy of the Heisman last year?
He was definitely worthy of being talked about. I think he was the best player that we played, and the best player that we saw. We didn't have the opportunity to play Derek last year. He was an unbelievable back, but Christian is right there with him. He was the best player that we faced.
What do you remember about the way Clancy called the game against Stanford a couple years back?
I've always thought that Clancy, like I said yesterday, I think he does a great job of trying to take away your strength, and you saw that in the first two ball games. Taking away a Ridley, and then last week trying to take away the running game at all cost with the quarterback and runner for Utah State, the running back for Utah State. So, obviously we'll go into this game, identify the strength, and go. He did that the last time we played him.
You talked a lot about having the lead in both third quarters.
Yeah.
What did happen? How did they ended up, turning those games around just completely like the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, Dan, all of a sudden, we got up in that game, and there goes a critical third down I'll never forget as long as I live. It's 3rd and 5, and we're in man coverage, and Christian McCaffrey's matched up on our inside linebacker, and I'm like, please God, don't throw it to him, and they did, and got the lead, and then we come right back, and then there's another critical facet. We have a turnover that leads to another score, and all of a sudden, you're down 10 to a Stanford team late in the second half, and that turned that quick, So we've really got to do a great job of finishing. The first game, I remember, having the lead. They came back, had a nice drive. We go, and all of a sudden, it's getting ready to be 3rd and 1. We run the ball down for a 3rd and 1, and we had a critical personal foul penalty after a play that made it 3rd and 16. And then all of a sudden they get the ball back, they finish a drive, and now it's a 10-point game again. So I really feel the word is finish, and finish very cleanly, very Simon sound and physical.
Chris Hawkins was just telling us that he was impressed with the job Kevin Hogan did last year of checking out of bad looks for them into stuff that obviously worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty fair assessment for kind of how things kind of got away?
Yeah, they've been doing it ever since Coach Harbaugh was there. Their kill system, being able to have call 2 plays in the huddle and get to the best play based on look. They'll give a run and a pass or a run and a run and be able to check away from rotation. And you can see it every time. He's checking it, but it's just based on which way are they going. But Hogan did a great job. last year with it, and all their quarterbacks. I remember Luck doing the same thing.
But did you get a sense that, I mean, they obviously have two guys who haven't played before. Were they both doing that against Kansas State?
Say that again now.
Stanford's new quarterbacks, could you get a sense that they were?
Without question. Yeah, they train their guys to be able to do it. It's very simple. It's very simple looks, and it's very simple run schemes. It's either run this way or that way based on numbers, and then either run or pass based off one high, two high.
Are you guys able to adjust on the fly defensively like that to kind of?
You try not to change, but there are certain things that you try to do, and Clancy's great at disguising coverages and being able to show you one thing, and at the last second it becomes another, or all of a sudden, whether it's show pressure and drop out, and show coverage and pressure, he does enough things to be able to change up and hide certain things that he wants to do. You really, I've seen teams try to check when they check to try to get to the other side, and it hasn't worked very well. Just play the defense to make sure everybody, all 11 men are on the same page, especially going away from home where it could be a little bit loud.
What stands out to you about their two new quarterbacks?
I was very impressed with the quarterbacks last game. 14 of 18 was extremely efficient, but I didn't know how live an arm he had, and he has a really live arm. There's a couple vertical throws that I thought he really anticipated and put the ball on the tight end a couple times. Really nice. So accurate. Actually, both kids are extremely big kids, 6'5", 220. Both kids are. Both have elite arms. We recruited Keller out of high school, so I know him and his family. Two really good quarterbacks, two elite arms, and good enough athletes to be able to create. Not true runners, but they can create in the pocket and make yards.
How important is it that Juju becomes more involved this week?
Yeah, I hope if he can get 2 more touchdowns, I'll be happy as heck. 2 touchdowns a game would be fantastic. We targeted him a lot last week, and you saw him being moved around several times. We got to continue to do that. You saw him as an outside receiver. You saw him as an inside receiver. You saw him in the backfield on a play. So we've got to kind of, where's Waldo? Kind of what Stanford does with Christian, we try to do with Juju. So he's not targeted in one spot. So we got better last week. Hopefully it continues to improve. But 7 catches, 2 touchdowns. Hopefully that number will even increase.
How quickly has Khalil adjusted to going back to the offensive line?
Like riding a bike. I mean, some of the calls are a little bit new, some of the terminology a little bit new, and that's what he's getting accustomed to. But great to have him back on that side, and what a great team player he is to be able to help us on the defensive line like he did. Now we have an injury, he comes back and helps us on offense. I can't say enough about the guy. He's the ultimate team player.
Do one more.
Did Josh Fatu's effort on Saturday kind of help push that decision?
Yeah, Josh did really good, and we need him right now with Noah down. Having that extra interior lineman, and he showed some very good fast twitch, quick twitch things that showed